Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. So we are out with the Roebel B2-22 22 caliber air rifle by Roebel. Yes, it's an interesting name. Anyway, so we had the unboxing already. Today is going to be the Chrony test and somewhat of an accuracy test to a certain point. I've dialed this thing as close in as I can at 10 meters. With open sights, and I got to tell you, I personally don't like open sights for fiber optic setups. Regular ones, okay. Fiber optic, not so much. But it does have a grooved receiver, so we can throw a scope on this puppy eventually. But anyway, so I've run a lot of shots through this already to get rid of that, brand new dieseling effect that we know is very common in these things. You know anything about dieseling, create some serious horsepower. But anyways, I think we got her under control now and broken in, and so we're going to do the Chrony first. I'm going to zoom in on the Chrony so you can see the numbers as we go. Now we're going to run 6 shots of Crossman hollow points at, what are these things, 14.3 grain, and I've got some Prometheus pellets in my other pocket, and these are 8, I got to remember stuff, I'm bad for that, 8.4 grain. So anyways, let's zoom in so you can see the chronograph. Now we will zoom out for the shooting portion and then zoom in after to show you the target results. And I'll probably be in the way during the shot, but after each shot, of course, I'll move away so you can see the numbers. Okay, so we're ready to go. First shot. And we have 450. I did rate this thing at 495. So easy 430s, early 440s, that's pretty respectable. Let's try the Prometheus pellets now. Now these have a rubber jacket on them, and of course a metal tip, and it's completely flat at the back. So they're an interesting pellet actually. Are the lightest pellets I have in my collection right now. 446. I think all that oil is just about gone. I'm going to have to put some silicone lube in this thing. 530. push these things down really tight into the breech too. 511. And our last shot. Let's get the chronograph out of the way. So we did get a lot of consistent shots in the 500s with the Prometheus, and so you can kind of do the math as far as FPS and foot-pounds energy goes, that sort of stuff. And anyways, so good 500 range in there, high 400s with the hollow points, so that's decent. So let's see if I can hit the broadside of a barn still. I am not used to shooting at 10 meters anymore with open sights, and as you get older your eyes do get worse. So let's see what we can do at least. Now the little bit of a wind that comes on and off, it's not bad. It's got some calm areas, which helps, because wind will mess up your accuracy. I think we got a bullseye, kids. All right, let's check out and see what we got here. Alright, I'm going to go down by the target so I can see better myself. Okay, so we got a 6, 7, we got an 8, got a bullseye, straight 6 and a 5. I think I'm going to have to go through a few different other types of pellets. One thing I do want to try are RWS Super Points. So you know what? Let's give that a quick try. I'll shut the camera off and restart. We'll come back. I'll put a new target in and we'll try the RWS Super Point Extras and see how they actually do in comparison. So I'm going to zoom out. We'll be right back. Instant for you. Okay, so we are back with the Super Point Extras. Now these are a 14.5 grain pellet, and a lot of my guns really love these things. So, anyways, let's fire a few rounds through the new target, just so you can see that it is a new target. We will zoom in here for you. Brand spanking new target, ready to rock and roll. And we'll zoom out again. So I gotta tell you guys, I'm really impressed with this rifle so far. It seems to be doing a pretty good job. Now the way I set my sights up on this thing, because it is fiber optics, I actually put the bullseye into, or the front sight into the black right below the center. And it seems to work all right. These RWS pellets, by the way, they go into the breech like really beautiful. Even the Crossmans, I got to really push down on them to get them in. I like the trigger on this thing too. It's actually really good. It's actually surprisingly very smooth. Does not take a lot for it to fire. I mean, it's not a hair trigger, but it certainly is nice and crispy. So fire off one more. I know I haven't even hit a bullseye yet. This is getting depressing here. I also haven't changed my sight setup either, which when you change pellets, you're going to have to sight in. But I wanted to try this just to see how much difference there even was even in the sights as far as keeping the sights the same. So let's check it out. So it looks like we got a pretty good grouping. I mean, we got over here, but we're making a line going upwards. So I just got to move the sights a little bit to the right and go up a bit. And we got two over here on the 6. One down there, which I kind of expected. The gun does jerk a bit when you fire it. So, you know what? Let's run a couple of pellets through. I'm going to change my setup here a little bit, so I'm going to raise it up. Let's see, 10 meters. Getting pretty close there, so we go. Yeah, let's just go one. Yeah, let's go 2 up. And we got to go a little bit to the right. Well, let's fire it first with just 2 up. See what happens. I'll just leave the camera on target for you guys. That was a little shaky. See if we did any improvement. Okay, so we did come up. 2 is actually too much. We're down 1. Right to the right. Alright, 2 more shots, and we'll see if that made any drastic improvement there. I like the click sights on this thing for the rear sight. It works really nice. Alright, let's check that out. See. Well, I think we still got some adjusting to go either way. I'll sight it in later, but you get a pretty good idea how things are rolling with the gun. I do really like the RWS. They do fit in there really nice. I'm actually curious to see what the Chrony results would be, because they are such a nicer fitting pellet. So I know this video is getting a little bit lengthy, but let's do this anyways, guys. Just for a couple of shots. Because I know somebody's gonna ask me, well, how fast does it go with the 14.5 sleeper points? So let's just take 3 shots with us. And how are we for zoom? Alright, let's zoom in on that Chrony here. Alright, so now you guys can see that. That's it. So they're definitely going to slow you down a little, but they do fit nicer, and I think they're going to be a little bit more accurate too. So anyways, let's zoom out here. So as far as using open sights with this thing goes, it is actually decently accurate, and at 10 meters that's quite the clip to actually use open sight fiber optics, or just even open sights period. And the target gets pretty small at 33 feet away. So if you're from the US, convert to yards, but in Canada we use meters, so 10 meters, and I paced it out to 33 feet. And I think it does a really good job. It can do better. It's just a matter of tweaking the sights a little bit more. And with open sights, it does take a while to sight in a gun. Anyways, I think as far as what they've done with these guns, the quality has definitely come way up on them. Since I used to even sell them in my store. The stocks have always been pretty much about the same, but so it is they always did make pretty good stocks. Their sights were never that great back in the day, so they've really made a big improvement with the fiber optics. I like the area here in the front with a bit of a cocking handle. That works. The lockup is nice. It does work good, and you can safety decock this gun as well. So if you decide not to shoot, you can just hold it down. So this would be normal cocked, so just pull in, pull the trigger, gently let it up, and you can safety decock the gun, which is a bonus because there are a lot of springers. You cannot safety decock them, and you should never ever dry fire a springer. And I'll do a video about talking about all that jazz. But anyways, so I think that's pretty much it for this thing for now anyways. We'll do more shooting videos, of course, target days. We're going to be getting a selection of more targets in the next little bit that I've ordered in, and we'll definitely improve our accuracy. The wind does throw it off a little bit. It is a bit windy out here, as you can tell from the trees moving around, so that will affect things. But otherwise it's dialed in actually really nice, so either way, so that's good. Now as far as if anybody wants my opinion on this gun, as far as the review part of this goes, I am definitely well, you know what, I'm gonna put this gun at a 4 out of 5. I'm gonna say solid 4. I can't really say it's perfect because it's not. It doesn't deserve 5 stars, so it's definitely gonna get a little bit from there. One thing I do find is with the catch here, it has got a spring load in it. It's gonna definitely need some adjustment probably, or maybe it's just rough in itself, but when you lock it up, it's locked, but you know, it could use that extra shove forward, which is something that I think is just, I don't know, maybe it's just the way it is. So I guess I can't really pick too much on it, really. I'd say the fiber optic sights, some people like them. I'm not a real fan of them, but you know, the one thing, I mean, they do mark here the direction for up and down, but they don't mark anything for left and right for your windage, which way you should turn the dial. And a lot of people don't understand that. That means a lot of cranking, and the further away you get, I mean, it's less cranks, right? So you're gonna have to, it's gonna make for sighting the gun in, especially for beginners, very difficult, but for more guys that are more into it, might not be so bad, because once you figure it out, I mean, you can always put a marking on here and then do it. But they should have done that, because they did do it on the adjustable for the height. So that's kind of where I can actually pick up something here. Do tighten your screws, by the way. Before you even fire this, tighten your screws. And that's a good idea, and I found that it was, and I always check my springers anyway, but I found I did have to tighten in the front ones about 1/4 of a turn each, and I had to go a full turn, turn and a half on the one right in front of the trigger, because that's your main lockdown. This one doesn't really count for anything, but you know, give it a good twist. I gave mine 1/4 of a turn anyways, and it seemed to be fine. The buttstock, the rubber buttstock is nice on it. They did a great job. You can just unscrew it. So if you wanted to refinish the gun, you could take the rubber off real easy. No brainers. And I'll probably be changing the looks of this stock for sure. But I'm also thinking about picking up another one for a little project I have in my mind. And we'll revisit that at a later date, of course. But yeah, otherwise it's a pretty decent gun. You know, I would definitely recommend it. And for 89 bucks Canadian, we got this at Eco-Trex in North Bay. But you can buy them at a lot of different places online, and you know, that sort of thing too. So do check them out. But this is called the Roebel B2-2-22 22 cal. Made in China, of course, and actually pretty well made in China, because even the bluing is actually not too shabby on this thing. They did a pretty good job with it overall, you know, even for machining the dovetail in is actually pretty well done. So anyways, this video is now done too, so thanks again for watching. If you're not subscribed, please do so. I have a lot of gun stuff coming up for you guys this summer. More and more fun, and we're gonna have a great time. Other videos too, no problem there. But definitely a lot of gun stuff coming, so stay tuned for that, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching. See ya.